We're back Monday. It is North Star Pro Realty here, coming at you with another great topic. I love these. I love that when you come up with them, because it's questions that we get all the time. You know, Tyler Loebertmann across the table from me, almost said street, but that's, mindset in real estate all the time.
Yes.
But today our topic is...
what's the best time in real estate as far as purchasing or selling? What is that time?
Sure. And like our audiences have become trained to know is...
It depends.
It depends. But in reality, much like a tree, 20 years ago, 30 years ago.
Yeah,
is
yesterday,
the best time.
whatever it is, right?
Right.
Yeah, that's exactly right. It's data shows, history shows, and our experiences show yesterday is the best time, and then the next best time is as soon as possible. There's variables to that, right? But, I mean, to the point of the tree, there are droughts, there's great seasons, but you don't know that until later. But in most cases, the tree's growing, right? It's getting bigger, and same with real estate. Its timing's got to be right. It's more about when is the best time for you to plant that tree, as far as in life and all of that.
Do you have a shovel?
Yeah, exactly. Are you prepared? Do you have the dirt to put it on, that type of stuff? So I'm a data-driven person, as a lot of you guys know, and just looking back at some of the history of it, and there's highs and lows along the way, but the line goes like this, right? Mm-hmm. So waiting is totally fine if there's a reason for it of, not ready, it's too early in life, got to get our feet planted, that type of stuff. But the moral of the story, generally speaking, is when you're ready, as soon as you're ready, generally speaking, when you're ready and as soon as you're ready, let's have that conversation. And, whether you're selling or buying in that regard, both on the upswing of first-time home buyer to the downswing of, kind of plateauing and going, all right, we're getting to the easy street now. And I want to buy a house on Easy Street, actually. Now I say that.
That'd be kind of crazy. Let's Google this after, if there is an easy street.
How close is it? But, where's that perfect timeline? And, there's a chart, that makes sense of that. But in the end, it's got to be the gut. It's got to feel right, too.
Yeah.
So.
And for our audiences listening right now, we are not here to pressure you into anything. The conversation is simply, let's walk through, let's get you ready. We both believe that, over time, yes, real estate is a good investment to have. It
Absolutely.
is a good stability creator in your life, in the economy, everything about that.
Yep.
But there have been plenty of times we say, right now is not the time for you based on what you've told me.
Yeah, that's it depends part, right?
Correct. So, that would be like, I can imagine the comments like, oh, they're just real estate agents. They're just trying to get that next sell. Yeah. No, I 100% disagree with that part is, again, we've told people not to, because you probably need to, let's go back to the tree part, get a shovel.
Right.
You know how to, grow a tree,
yep.
Have those resources.
Yep. Research which tree and where and how, that type of stuff. So, and to the point of just real estate agents and just trying to sell a house, you just don't know us then, right?
Right.
It's not what we're here for in the bigger picture. Yes, we sell houses, and yes, that's part of our job and all of that, but that's not the why as to what we're doing. We're here helping people, and the helping people might be the wait until later type situation, right? So
and we really lean on the educational part. Is we want you to be the best prepared buyer.
Yes.
To answer what looks right for you. Let's kind of extrapolate that out. I'm gonna describe a person, and if I'm coming to you, let you tell me if now is a good time.
I didn't know there was gonna be a test here.
That's all right.
I'm out.
You're well versed. Hey Tyler, I'm thinking about buying a house. I'd really love to get into it. I hate renting. Let's role play this.
I guess the first question would be, why do you hate renting? What about that is it?
I just thought, throwing away my rent to my landlord, I'm not gaining anything about that.
Yeah, that's a good point, because it's either you or your renter gaining equity in most cases, right? Yeah. So would want to have a kind of a platform of seeing where we're at. Do you have an area in mind that makes good sense for the long term? Do you want to have a smaller house, bigger house, and down payment? There's a lot of elements to it, so we'd want to sit down and kind of chat through where that all plays out.
Well, I should be graduating here in May. I don't have a job lined up just yet.
Okay.
But I should be graduating, and I should be making good money, in the summertime.
Sure. All of that sounds great, but that doesn't pay the bills necessarily. So in that specific situation, I would lean on the idea of let's get to those points first. Let's get to the graduation, even if all signs say it's heading that way. And then beyond that, let's get to the job that you have kind of in mind. Even if it's a dead set, absolutely going to happen, any outside element can cancel that or change that. So let's get kind of our feet planted with that and then go from there. We can do all the planning along the way in that interim, and we should, but pulling the trigger, making that next move should be premeditated and later on down the line when you have those things actually accomplished, I think.
Sure. If everything goes right and I do get that job, what type of a timeline are we talking about here?
Again, it depends. I almost tried not to say it, but it does. It depends. What is your income leading up to that? What is the difference in income, and what is the plan for the next house? And do you need all that income to back up that? If you're looking for a house that you went from learning to be a doctor to being a doctor, you've got some debt probably to manage and vastly different income. So you need to have a planted system there. A year, a lot of times, would be a good idea. It doesn't have to be that in some cases, but I would say a year is a pretty good estimate. Now, if you went from making, this dollar amount to maybe 10% more, it doesn't have to be a year in between there. But to get pre-qualified for a loan in that higher scale, all of those things, it makes it a lot easier in a year.
Sure.
What's your opinion on that?
Sure. I was fortunate enough to get some scholarships, so I won't have any school debt.
Sure.
And I should be making about $115,000 a year in my entry level job. So do you think it's something we could probably get started this summer?
Yeah, I think so. Again, it's going to be it depends, right? But it depends on how much of a house you're looking to purchase and how much down you have. Have you been collecting money along the way, or do you need that first 6 months to get a down payment? And so, again, it depends. But, yeah, I think in 6 months we could start chatting through it. But a year, I think, would be a good target, and we can always pull back from there or lean longer term as well. So.
All right. Well, sounds good. Sounds like a good plan.
Yeah. As Tyler Reiss, what's your opinion on that?
No, I those are all the right questions, and that's why we kind of played it out.
Yeah.
I know you and I kind of like to do that in the office. Is like, hey, and sometimes it always seems like I'm pushing back.
Yeah.
But I like to role play. I like to just have that conversation based on real conversations that I've had with people. And I kind of pushed back a little bit there. I'm just like, well, I don't have any debt.
Yeah.
Nice to think that you thought I was a doctor, but but it's a good one, and being able to move a timeline. Timelines are so they're variable in real estate a lot of times because there's so many outside forces to it. So I think it's really good advice there.
That was a lot of words for it depends.
I'm working on that. So it is very, very similar. I loved that conversation of setting a realistic timeline and then kind of breaking down that where do you want to be? Yeah. Oftentimes if you're graduating, you have an idea of where you're going to be working. Doesn't mean that you've got the job yet. We've seen that before as well.
Yeah.
It is setting realistic expectations and have a conversation about it and having a real and it's confidential.
Yes. Very good point.
Every time that we talk about that is one, we're trying to help best suit you, meet your goals.
Yeah.
So, all right. So I'm going to put on a different hat right now as a different buyer, and I'm going to set the scene is, I've been searching my app and I find your name and I shoot you a text message. Hey, Tyler, it's Tyler. I want to go see 123 Main Street. Can we set something up for Wednesday at 2:00?
Yeah, absolutely. So in a text message conversation, responding, just absolutely, we can go do that. A lot of times it's easier to have a phone call, just to kind of chat through it if we can.
Oh, sure. Let's do that.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So give you a call. Hey, Tyler, this is Tyler. We should come up with different names for this portion of it.
Yeah.
But anyways, let's check it out. What's caught your eye about this one? Have you been looking for a while, or is this one just randomly popped up?
My wife and I, we've been saving for a couple of years now, and we just haven't really found the right thing. We've been saving up. Last year we were pre-approved, but we thought we had the one, but again, it just didn't check all the boxes. I think this one does.
Yeah.
So we've been able to save up some money. We don't have an updated pre-approval letter yet, but I know it'll be fine.
Sure. Yeah, absolutely. Good job on all of those accounts as far as pre-planning for all of that. Yeah, sounds like last house didn't probably just feel right? So let's check this one out. I'll make a request. Does 2:00 sound good to go check out the house?
Yeah.
Okay, let's do that for 2:00. I'm going to ask you to do one thing in the meantime. Reach out to your loan officer if you're still working with that same person. Get an updated pre-approval letter. We maybe need it or we maybe don't, but at least you have it, and it's an easy thing for them to get updated. So I'll plan to see you at 2:00. Have that done in the meantime for your homework, and I'll get some homework done of kind of digging into the house, and we'll see you at 2:00.
Sure. Awesome. See you too.
Yeah. Great.
So that, I think that's good. You had some, now this is real estate agent Tyler's here. I think it was good. I mean, you peeled back that conversation. I did give you some history of it. Yep. I said I've got some down payment. We've been saving for a few years. We were pre-approved. So now probably when's the best time is like, yeah, you're at the door. You're ready.
Yeah.
That's kind of what I would see. They walked you right through there. And then, of course, there's always, all of the state documents that we need in order to conduct that showing. But,
sure.
That comes later. But so those are two very different, very unique situations where we walked through when's the best time. Well, one was maybe a year from now, and one is maybe Wednesday at 2:00.
Yeah, right, exactly. Yeah, this afternoon is the answer for the other one. So, yeah, and it goes back to our conversation of it depends, and those are a couple of really good examples of it depends. It doesn't depend on whether you think you want to buy or not. It depends on whether you're ready to buy or not, and then where those two meet.
Yeah.
You're not right. I'm not right. We're going to come up with a plan of what makes sense. So.
Yeah. That's great. And I was trying to think of the actual phrase. The right thing at the wrong time is the wrong thing.
Still the wrong thing.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So, and that is 100% real estate. That is, everything, and that's what we do as the education piece here at North Star Pro Realty is. Again, we want you to be the best prepared, and you're going to ultimately determine whether it's right for you or not. And we're going to make sure all those boxes are checked throughout the entire process to best suit you for closing day.
Yeah, and a lot of it is just making sure that you, as the buyer, have thought about the things or not.
Yeah.
You may be well-versed or think you're well-versed, one of the two, or you may be completely new and green to it. All of those situations are fun, but just making sure that, have you thought of this? Are you ready for that type of stuff? You've got your mortgage amount, but have you thought about the utilities and things like that?
Yeah.
So some conversations in loan numbers, whether it's on a screen or with a loan officer, maybe don't talk through the rest of that and like, oh, I've got an extra $1,600 each month that I can spend on this. Okay, but that's not full encompassing as to what it is. So little things like that, or what seem to be little things like that sometimes, like we'll just kind of, I don't want to say push back, but have some curiosity questions and kind of chat through all that. So.
Yeah, which one of our great things is if you go to northstarprorealty.com/buying, you are going to be able to see when we have our next buyer education webinar. And again, we have these every other week. It really kind of breaks down and walks through that process of what it takes to prepare a buyer.
Yeah.
And again, I feel like education is part of the hats that we have to wear as realtors, especially in today's market as things are changing, laws are changing, strategy changes, the market's always shifting, and we pay attention so you don't have to.
Yeah, it's a great responsibility that we have. It's what we live and breathe. I mean, literally day in and day out, day and night. It's kind of our jam. So yeah, those webinars are a really nice spot that you had brought up as far as just maybe I'm not even ready, or I know I'm not ready yet, but you can join in, just listen to what's having to be said, and even ask some questions, and we do kind of some flying back and forth with question and answers.
My favorite part of the webinar is that live Q&A session.
Yeah.
We come up. We've heard some very, very unique questions,
and really good
love
ones
to answer them.
Yeah.
So again, if you are dipping your toes into real estate, or you're ready to jump right now, we've got options across the board.
Absolutely.
So, yeah, looking forward to it. We'll see you next week for North Star Pro Realty. I'm Tyler Reiss.
Tyler Loebertmann.